Welcome back to WoW Classic Hardcore, where we're trying to get as far as we can with this mage without dying. This series has been so much fun, I cannot wait to share with you what happened this time. Let me quickly explain the rules again and we'll jump right in. WoW Classic Hardcore mode is a community-made challenge where you only have one life on your character, so you better play smart. When you die, you have to delete your character, all professions are allowed, and you can't use the auction house or trade between other players to get some gear. They do have a website explaining everything. As always, I will put a link down in the description. Let's get right into this one. If you're new here, this is part 3 of this series, so I will put the links down in the descriptions for the other 2 videos. And once again, you guys have been the best. This community support's been amazing, so I really hope this one lands as well. Let's get into it. After taking on the Burning Blade last time and reaching level 15, I was finally able to equip the wand that I bought. I had also been seriously neglecting my cooking skills, so I cooked something up just to get it to level 2 so I didn't feel as bad for it. After that, I talked to the Wind Rider Master to catch a ride over to Orgrimmar, and I used this time to contemplate where I was going to put my new talent point. The entire time I've been doing this run, I have not looked at a single guide. I've just been kind of going with what feels right at the time. It took the entire ride back to Orgrimmar, but I eventually put my point into Frostbite. Mainly just because I feel like the extra chance to freeze somebody in place would come in handy. Then I went to the Mage trainer, who gave me a quest that would bring me to Undercity, so that was exciting. I also checked for other abilities that they had for me for level 15, but I didn't see any. Since I was in the area, I also decided to pay a visit to my profession trainers. I also got my eye on this herb pouch. I think that would be really nice for the future. I crafted up some potions that I knew I would need soon, and then I made my way over to the alchemy trainer. I put a lot of trust into this fall damage jumping off of this tower. Next time I think I'll use my slow fall spell that I keep forgetting to use. Might be helpful. I wanted to see what the alchemy trainer had for me. It was an upgrade to my potions, so that would have been really nice. But I made the rookie mistake of going broke by buying the wand, so I made my way to the Zeppelin Master to head over to Undercity to finish my mage quest. I've always enjoyed how the Zeppelins look in this game, because it's essentially just a giant boat, but it floats, so that's really cool. I've always thought that was awesome. But what isn't awesome is the towers to get up to them. They have always made me dizzy every single time. I get motion sickness every time I get up there. Does that happen to anyone else, or is that just me? There's got to be somebody. When the Zeppelin to Undercity finally arrived, I got really excited. I actually really like riding the Zeppelins in this game, because seeing everything from up high is so fun to me. I had finally arrived in the Tearsful Glades, where I was about ready to walk down another spiral tower to go to the Undercity. The spooky designs of the tower kind of helped the motion sickness, but not really by much. I probably could have jumped down, but then I would have forgotten to use my slow fall, and we all know how that would have gone. So I got to the bottom of the tower and made my way up the road to the Undercity. It had actually been a really long time, even in retail, that I had been in the Undercity, so getting into the gates and remembering the music was really fun. Oh man, I forgot how spooky the music is here. I love it. And I had also completely forgotten about the King's Throne. This immediately brings me back to Warcraft 3, and I get nostalgic every single time. Just simply being in this room where Arthas killed his dad is just... makes me want to play Warcraft 3 every time, and I love it. After watching that cutscene again, I paid a little visit to the King's Memorial, read the entire thing, and continued on. Such a sad story, but so cool at the same time. I made my way down to the elevator that was guarded by Stinky and Dirty, the Abominations. That's what I named them. Just look at those jiggly guts. The elevator finally arrived, so I walked in to descend down into the Undercity. I made my way downtown to the Undercity to the Magic Quarter. The layout of the Undercity isn't my favorite, but I did end up making it to my Mage trainer. I made my way all the way to Anastasia Hartwell and turned in the quest. She tasked me with taking care of some magical creatures down in the Apothecarium in the other corner of the Undercity. The creatures were allegedly invisible, so she gave me some tools to help me out. I grabbed all the materials she said I would need, and I headed to the dead opposite side of the Undercity to the Apothecarium. It's times like this where I really cannot wait to get my mount to make this a little faster. When I finally got to the Apothecarium, I was actually met with something that made me stop and wonder. I came across a body, which isn't unusual around a bunch of undead, but seeing as it was very likely a mage with the name of Freeze Flame, I started to think a little bit. In an effort to stay focused, I ignored that and went down the ramp because this is where I assumed my quest was going to take me. Assuming I was in the right place because I was right next to my quest marker on the map, I started doing what I always do, use my quest items in random places until it works. I mean, let's be real, I'm hunting invisible things, so it's kind of the best option. After a few random attempts, I assumed at this point that I was in the wrong spot, so I wanted to make my way up. I saw some dripping over in this other corridor, so I wanted to go check that out as well, and yeah, I was a little bit terrified of this, so I ran away, back upstairs. I did, however, make a note that all the alchemy trainers were here, so I would definitely come here later on if I needed to. Using the same strategy as before, I just walked to a random spot and popped my quest item to see if it would get anything to spawn. A few elementals had spawned, so I knew I was in the right spot. They were level 16 though, so I did panic a little. They hit like a truck. There were a ton of them, so I froze them all in place and needed to run away to assess the situation. One of them had dazed me, so I knew I didn't do my strafe running correctly. I counted 4 of them. They all broke free, and it was starting to make sense why that guy was laying down there on the ground like that, so I panicked and tried to run away. I kited him over to the guard thinking he would help, but then... utter defeat. My mage's life was cut short too soon because I thought Undercity would be safe, and I was not prepared. After a few minutes, I finally let it out. Wow. To tell you I am sad is a huge understatement. Clicking that spirit release button made me feel actual grief. My heart sank. I can't believe I was that stupid. I had no words other than, okay. Holy. I typed in my final /logout for this character. I didn't think I'd be doing this that quickly. I wasn't expecting the run to end this soon, but here we are. All because I made a few rookie mistakes and got comfortable. This video was a bit different than the past 2 because I only had 40 minutes of footage rather than a few hours, but I have started production on a new video, so subscribe if you're ready for round 2, and let's get some F's in the comments. Finally, it was time to let go. It was time to delete my mage that I didn't even give a cool name. As I stared at this delete screen for a good moment, I finally let out my goodbye. Holy crap. Bye-bye. And just like that, he was gone. Rest in peace, Troll Mage. But death is not the end for me. My next run will be on the Bloodsail Buccaneers server with the rest of the hardcore community, so keep an eye out for me there. Check me out on Twitch and all my other social media pages. I am trying to stream at least once a week. Thank you all so much for everything, and I will see you in the next video.